Hi guys, okay, I'm back with a new video. This week I'm going to do a video on what it feels like to be married after a year, because obviously it's now been over a year, like a month over a year, so it's been 1 year, 1 month. Yeah, so I did do a 6-month one, so what it feels like to be married 6 months. That's will be in my videos, or I'll add a link up in this corner. So yeah, yeah, so what it feels like to be what it feels like to be married for 1 year. So things do change. They change from the 6-month point. Yeah, they turn. So basically, like when I was saying 6 months, like you're still like, because when you move in together, it's like a completely different story. Like you end up finding out things like there's minor habits and stuff. And yeah, some of them will irritate you, so yeah. But when it gets to 1 year mark, things actually change for like the better, I guess. So you're not arguing necessarily over the petty things that you would have argued over, because you're like, oh yeah, this person's not doing this, they're not, I don't know, they're not picking up the dishes, it's annoying me, it does this every time, and you end up arguing, right? But when it hits the 1 month mark, like you guys already know like what the other person's bad habits are, so because you're aware of majority of them, that the chance of you arguing over them reduce, because you know how to solve them as long as you've been solving them. So yeah, and then if you do argue, it's like bigger arguments. It's like, I don't know, future plans and stuff like that. That's the bigger part that you'll start arguing over if you do argue. If you don't agree with the other person, obviously that's when those kick in. But yeah, majority, like it's instead of petty arguments, they're like like not major, but they're a bit more on the serious side rather than like this, you know, stupid side. So yeah, so that's what happens like when you hit the 1 year mark. What else happens? I really did not make a list. I should have made a list for this, but I'm just like going with the flow basically. I think with the 1 year mark, you like also understand each other a bit more, and obviously like you know what the other person likes and what the other person dislikes. So it's like you knew stuff before, but like now you know like the smaller and more detailed parts that you're able to like, I don't know, like do small gestures that the other person likes, but you now know they actually like this, and they like it more than what you thought they used to like, if that makes sense. And stuff like, I don't know, you used to get them flowers, for example, before you like moved in together or got married, but now you realise they prefer chocolate, but they do still like the flowers, if that makes sense. So it's like you understand each other more in that sense, and then you understand the way like you communicate with one another. For example, like me, I'm a bit of a hot-headed person. When I get hot-headed, and it takes me time to cool down, whereas Jyoti's the complete opposite. He'll be hot-headed, but he'll cool down way quicker than me. And obviously he understands that it's just something I can't control. Like I do try, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm gonna cool down like regardless what the situation is. Depends how angry I've been. So I usually isolate myself, or just like don't really do isolate myself depending on how serious it is, but then he knows like how to approach me, if that makes sense. Like you have that understanding, you have that connection that's got stronger. Also like future plans become like a bigger thing in your life, rather than before that you were just going with the flow, or like, I don't know, getting on with things. Like now you're like, I want to do this, and then you start like making a list, or like try and work towards the goals together in a way. So yeah, so first of all, like arguments are like a bit more on the serious side, if they are ever arguments. But obviously you can also solve those. They're not like unsolvable problems. Then you got the obviously understand each other a bit more. like you know what the other person wants and doesn't want and stuff like that. Obviously future goals that like become a bigger part of your life, like if you want to have kids or when you want to have kids, and if you're going to buy a house, or how you're going to, like, I don't know, if you want to expand your, I don't know, education or whatever it is. Like that's when like things like start, they like, you might do this like between like the 6-month mark as well, but I think it just becomes a bit more meaningful and serious like when it hits the 1-year mark. I don't know, I may be wrong, but yeah, that's what I think. Like obviously being supportive is a huge thing. Like if one person likes doing something and if the other person supports them, the chances of them succeeding increase automatically because they have that physical support. You may have like other people in your life that also support you in what you want to do, but having your partner do it, it seems a bit more like I can now do it, if that makes sense. Like obviously if you're single then it's like a different story, but if you're with someone who's constantly negative and stuff, usually it makes it difficult for you to even pursue those goals. So being supportive is like a really good thing, and obviously with the whole understanding and everything, the supportiveness out of like your partner automatically comes out. Yeah, so being supportive of what the other person wants to do and how they should do it, it's a really good way of connecting with one another, because you have that connection that you don't really have with anyone else. But yeah, I think every relationship's different depending on who it is, but obviously these are maybe like some of the things that also may come across in your relationship. Like obviously these are the ones that I came across in mine. Like obviously I'm not saying the examples are included, I mean like just like the generalness of what I'm like telling you guys. These may be some of the factors that you may experience in some sort of way, may not be the same way as I'm experiencing them, but it's just something like when two people start developing like with one another and growing together, it's just, there's always hurdles that you're going to face, so it's better to talk over those hurdles or try and see where the other person is coming from, and if not, try even get someone to sit down with you and help you through that if you're really struggling to do it on your own. And obviously over time then you just are able to do it yourselves because you know how to overcome the situations. But generally like marriage isn't something scary or isn't anything to like be afraid of in one ways, but it's, you can still enjoy life with someone. Yeah, it just means that you have someone to care about and they have someone to care about as well, and it's just like this two-way relationship and works out really well. But yeah, there's always ups and like good things about relationships, like how you grow and get to know each other even more, and you just make those memories and then you just kind of treasure them in some sense because they become part of you. But yeah, so that's what it feels like to be married for 1 year basically. Not much to say, but I think marriage just basically gets easier. So yeah, I think that's one of the best tips. Keep going, stay connected and stay connected to God as well. Like, you know, it keeps you together in some sense. So yeah, but yeah, so I think I'm just gonna cut this video short on that note, and yeah, so I think I'm gonna get videoing my next video soon, so I'm back at it with my normal schedule. But yeah, if you guys want to check out my Instagram, I'll be posting better quality pictures. I just need to sort out my Instagram feed. But if you guys want to check out my Instagram, is thatxkaur. Oh, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below any tips, tricks to marriage or anything that you guys may want to add to someone that's, I don't know, soon to be married. And subscribe if you haven't. Why have you not? Because, you know, we want to get this family growing. So yeah, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell button if you want to know when I post, because I do post on random days sometimes. So yeah, It's usually like towards the weekend, so, but I don't know, sometimes it changes, so don't believe what I say basically for now. But yeah, so stay fearless and keep going. Bye.